It is the middle of the night in the summer of 1991. The busy city of Mumbai is asleep and quiet. But inside the highly secure main building of the Reserve Bank of India, people are rushing. Under the cover of darkness, a group of strong, heavy security vans drives out of the gates. Heavily armed soldiers protect them. To anyone watching, it looks like they are moving a dangerous criminal or a secret weapon. But the cargo inside is much more valuable. Inside those strong steel vans is 67 tons of pure gold. This is not a robbery. It is a secret rescue mission ordered by the Indian government. The gold is being rushed to the airport. Cargo planes are waiting to fly it to safe banks in London and Switzerland. Why? Because India, the world's largest democracy, is exactly 14 days away from running completely out of money. This is a true, highly secret story of how a country had to pawn its gold just to survive, and how this scary night created the modern Indian economy. To understand how a huge, rich country almost ran out of money, we have to look back in time. For many years after its independence, India had very strict business rules called the license Raj. If someone wanted to start a business or build a factory, they needed many permissions from the government. Foreign companies were not allowed to easily sell things in India, and buying things from other countries cost a lot in taxes. The goal was to make India self-reliant, but instead it made the economy slow down, stopped new ideas, and caused corruption. India was like a sleeping giant, tied down by its own rules. But even with closed borders, India was still affected by the outside world. In 1990, a war started when Iraq attacked Kuwait. Almost overnight, the price of oil went up. India bought a lot of oil from other countries, so this was a terrible blow. Paying for oil suddenly cost twice as much. At the same time, the war forced many Indians working in the Middle East to run back home. The money they used to send to their families stopped immediately. People panicked. Foreign investors started taking their money out of India very quickly. India was losing money fast, and it could not stop. By May 1991, the situation in the government was a nightmare. The head of the Reserve Bank of India delivered terrifying news. India's foreign money reserves had dropped to just $1.2 billion. In global trade, that is almost nothing. That $1.2 billion was only enough to pay for the country's needs for 2 more weeks, just 14 days. If the money ran out, the results would be a disaster. India would not be able to buy oil, so trucks, trains, and buses would stop. Food could not be delivered. Worse, India would fail to pay back its international loans. No one in the world would trust India or lend it money ever again. The country would be totally isolated. The government begged the International Monetary Fund for an emergency loan, but the lenders wanted a guarantee. With no other choice, the Indian government made a very painful decision. They decided to give their physical gold as a guarantee. In India, gold is very special. It is a symbol of security and wealth. Pawning the country's gold felt like a huge defeat, but the clock was ticking and there was no other way. This mission had to be complete secret. If the public found out the government was flying its gold away, everyone would panic and the banks would crash. Moving 67 tons of gold from Mumbai to the airport was a massive challenge. Between May and July of 1991, the Reserve Bank began the secret move. The gold was packed into heavy wooden boxes. Normal security vans could not carry that much weight, so they had to use special, stronger trucks. They drove in the dark. Allied guards went with them, ordered to protect the gold at all costs. They used no radios, so nobody could listen in. During one of these night trips, disaster almost hit. While driving fast on the highway, a tire on one of the heavy vans burst. It sounded like a gunshot. The trucks slammed on their brakes. The armed guards jumped out with their guns ready, their hearts pounding. Was it an attack? For a few scary minutes, the future of India's economy was stuck on the side of the road. Moving as fast as they could, the team changed the tire and kept going. The gold was loaded onto planes and flown to banks in London and Switzerland. In exchange, India received a loan of $405 million. The immediate danger was gone. The country was saved with just days left. But the secret got out. When newspapers reported it, the country felt deeply ashamed. However, that shame forced India to finally make big changes. The gold flight was only a quick fix. The whole system needed to change. In June 1991, a new Prime Minister, P.V. Narasimha Rao, took over. He knew big actions were needed, so he chose a very smart economist named Dr. Manmohan Singh to manage the country's money. On July 24, 1991, Dr. Manmohan Singh presented the new national budget. He tore down the old strict rules. He lowered the taxes on imported goods and opened the doors for foreign companies to do business in India. He finally allowed the free market to work. At the end of his famous speech, Dr. Singh said, "No power on earth can stop an idea whose time has come," and the idea of an open, free India had finally arrived. The results were amazing. The economy grew incredibly fast. Foreign money came in, businesses grew, and millions of people escaped poverty over the next few years. And what about the gold? Within a few months, as India made more money, the government paid back the loans and brought the gold back home. Today, India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with hundreds of billions of dollars saved up. But this wealth comes from the lessons of a very scary crisis. The 67 tons of gold flown away in the dark was the price India had to pay to wake up and grow.